All right.
Woo!
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Clap off. Get a clap off. 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 All right. The New Year's coming around the corner. A lot has happened this year. A lot of good stuff. Maybe some bad stuff. Who knows? But one thing for sure is that we both love this game. And with the new year coming around the corner, we want to see a lot of new stuff get added to the game. And we have a list of 10 big items we've seen with the community, things that we want to see to make this game even better for 2018. So before we get going, what was your favorite thing that happened this year for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? And then we'll get on to the good stuff for what we need for next year. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, are you there?
That wasn't in the script. I do like the light side territory battles. I haven't fully gotten my dark side ready, but I like territory battles.
I think you're missing the little things in life. The best thing that happened in 2017 was the 4X auto. That was the best thing that happened this year.
Okay. Okay, well, can I change my answer to the 4X auto? Actually, hands down, the best thing that happened last year was the 4X auto. That was amazing. Absolutely.
That was the most significant thing in the game. It sped up a lot of the things that were a daily grind that were really annoying. And in this list that we're going to talk about today, we have 10 things ranging from quality of life updates to new features and new characters and balancing. So we have a lot of stuff to go into. But let's get into the number one most needed thing for 2018. And why don't you go ahead and tell the audience what we need for 2018? The number one thing right here.
Without a doubt, with 100%, the thing that's most needed in this game is mod management. Period. We need mod management.
It is horrendous right now. There's no nice way of putting it. It is in a horrible state, and most likely going forward, mods are going to continue to improve. We only have 5 dot mods. Imagine once they perhaps add a 6 or 7 dot mods in the future. It's going to be insane. So what are some of few pointers that you think would improve mods? Let's kind of give some advice.
Just having a remove all mods for one spot, or having the ability to swap mods with another character, or maybe just having mods saved in tabs and locking mods on characters and being able to move them around. But I mean, it just seems like it's a horrible chore to move mods around. And in fact, with Territory Wars, you really can't. It's almost like you're obligated on your defensive team. For my guild, you know, you're going to need at least 4 squads of good mods, period. Right there.
I would just like to see a mod set. Create a mod set. Like, you know, this is your best mod set. Like, RTD2 has my fastest mod set in the game. Let me just save that set. And if I have to move it to someone, it's just an easy swap of the set instead of me removing the mods, looking for them, and then adding them to the next character. So,
and for the necessity and need for me to go to SWGoH.gg to find my mods and use their mod tools, you think that there would be something inside the game that is similar. The good news is that I 100% know that they're working on this right now.
Yeah, they came to us back in August and they asked, what would you do to improve mods? And we sat there for like a good 30 minutes to 45 minutes, whatever, over lunch talking about how to improve this. So hopefully that is on their mind for 2018. When we interviewed the developers, I'm not a Jedi. He said that they're aware of it, and hopefully 2018 will bring us that. But let's move on to the next 3 things. Yeah, let's move on to the next 3 things here. And it's pretty much a giant clump here, but I'll go ahead and start us off here. Pretty much, we've seen the light side make some huge advances in 2017 here. We have Jedi Training Ray, Commander Luke Skywalker, the New Hope reworks. They've incredibly have increased in viability. They can solo the Rancor raid. Now what we got to do is kind of bring things back and give some similar loving to the dark side. And we need to see some dark side Zetas on iconic characters. And you mentioned one of them that we both agree on that needs to get it for 2017. And who's that character?
Palpatine. Palpatine needs a Zeta. There's no Zeta on Palpatine.
It's crazy. You have droids that get 3 Zetas. Zeb has a Zeta, but the Emperor of the Galactic Empire cannot have a Zeta for some reason. And there's a lot of ways to make him work. We're not going to talk too much on what to give them. But for example, I've seen ideas out there on Discord where people said, give Royal Guard some sort of rework. So when Palpatine's on the field, Palpatine can't be hit. Uncleansable shock, something of that sort. To make them a bit more viable, because we both said Vader and Palpatine need to be more useful in this next upcoming year to kind of meet the light that has increased in this game. And then kind of following off that point, dark side reworks. So some dark side characters are like they're okay. They just need a few Zetas to bump them up. But there are some dark side characters that just need a complete overhaul. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I've been saying this for 2 years now, but General Grievous is number 1 for dark side reworks. He's just an unusable character at this point. He's just so bad. He's so hard to get still. Even though he's in the fleet store, he's just really hard to get, and he's got 0 use in the game. So what would Are there any other dark side reworks that we should be seeing next year? I would like to see all of them rework, like the Night Sisters, so they're useful. They don't have to be OP, but just useful. But what else would you like to see for reworks for dark side?
Darth Vader needs some sort of maybe unique or another unique to be relevant, and I think that would be incredibly helpful also.
Yeah, Vader needs at least one unique. He's one of the few iconic characters in the game that has not a single unique. And then there you have CLS, who has 3 uniques or whatever it is. So just at least one unique. 2 would be amazing. So that would be great to see. So that is definitely a rework we need to see. And bounty hunters, right now we're seeing how bad bounty hunters are in the dark side territory battles. They're horrendous right now. Even with Gear 12 bounty hunters, those special missions are really difficult to beat.
But we could use a lot of dark side characters, just more balance in the game. You know, more characters. You know, because we have so many different light side, we need some more dark side. But you know, there's a whole bunch of like Revan. I mean, I'm not sure if Revan's dark side or light side.
Jango Fett would be amazing.
You know, Jango Fett, Destroyer, Droideka droids.
Oh, there's so much. There's so much out there.
Yeah, Bosk. My goodness.
Bosk, yeah. You know, I would love to see Bosk in the game. But that's our 4th point that we wanted to mention. The 4th point is new characters, new dark side characters, and specifically for the game. 2017 was the light side era of the best characters. The Thrawn was the only really dark side character that survived 2017. Nihilus is losing viability, as we've seen in a lot of videos. But we need more than just Thrawn to hold up the dark side faction, and Mother Talzin, I should say, as well. But let's get on to the 5th one. And this is something I think the community would really benefit as a whole. A lot of people watch our videos because we have the sandbox type of test account where we can test around, mess around for your guys' own pleasure. But I'll go ahead and give you the pleasure of announcing this. What's the 5th thing that would be amazing to see in 2018?
Yeah, this is something that I brought up to you. And I think that if you had inside of your guild a way of playing each other defensively and offensively in the arena. So you and I have test accounts and we're on the same shard, so we can coordinate, make videos, and we can talk, because I think what everybody really wants to see is how well does their team do on defense versus another team. And if you could sandbox and play against your guild mates, then you don't have to coordinate with your shard. You don't have to spend
waste
crystals or refreshes.
Time.
And time. I can just load up a Night Sister team and people can go to work and attack it and then provide feedback. You know, hey, I think you should do this. I think you should change this mod. I just think people would love a feature like that.
And if the developers are listening, I don't want them to go up in arms saying they don't want to do that. We're not saying like give a completely maxed out sandbox accounts for the whole world. Use your own
just with
roster.
your account. Yeah.
Next thing, speaking of guilds, the one thing I feel bad for guild leaders and for all the officers who have to deal with this every single day. They create spreadsheets. They have to constantly keep an eye on the ticket counter. But daily 600 ticket counter, I'm sure a lot of guild leaders would love to see that. And I'm not sure what the best way of implementing would that be, but just something to make their lives easier so they're not making this a full-time job, spectating the tickets.
Yeah, and I expect that these things are actually coming. I think there's a quality of life update that's specifically targeted towards guild management and guild leaders that'll be coming soon.
Another thing that we want to see, ships has been out for what? Over a year. We got the showcase ships like late November of last year, 2016. Right. It's been out for a while, and it's been pretty dead up until they finally added crystals. So we talked about a few ways to make ships more relevant in the game, more important in the game. And did you want to mention one of the things that we can probably make better for the ships?
Well, I mean, there's 2 things that have been hinted at to make ships more exciting and relevant. Now, I really do enjoy that there's crystals now in the store or in the arena, so that's very good. But there's this mention of hardware. What is that? When is it coming? I think that makes ships more exciting. And then also, I don't know how long ago it was, maybe it was a year ago, that one of the updates had scrapable information inside of the data files that suggested that there was going to be some sort of raid, and it was based around Nute Gunray and Separatists. And there were Separatist ships and Separatist generic AIs in the game code, and that never came out. And we don't know what that was, but it seems to me that there was some sort of raid, and it had something to do with Nute Gunray and ships. Maybe that was completely scrapped, and it's not coming out, but that seems pretty exciting to me.
The obvious choice would be a Death Star raid. That's like the most obvious raid that comes to my mind. Blowing up the Death Star at the very 4th phase or whatever it may be, I think that would be exciting, because right now, you use your ships, it just feels like they're barely used in territory wars and territory battles. It's just like, oh, here, put some ships here. It's like, oh, all right, we'll put some ships there. But there's got to be something to make it more important.
For all of you that didn't see The Last Jedi, you're really going to love the Porgs when they blow up the 4th Death Star of that movie.
They just they throw Porgs down the ventilation shaft and kaboom.
Yeah, the 4th Death Star is awesome.
Oh, moving on here. What's next on our list? Bronzium packs. I had to make a
Bronzium
video.
packs.
I had to make a video on how to tell people how to make an alternative poll method for Bronzium packs. Android, luckily, there's a lot of ways to make it work on Android without having to tap on your screen. iOS, we're a lot more limited. You have to do some accessibility setting, and you have to tap on your screen.
You can create a Lego device.
You have to create a Lego device out there. There's a video out there, someone creating a Lego device. I'll go ahead and credit them if I can find them. But Bronzium packs, something simple. Just make it a 10-pack opening. I get you want us to keep coming back to the store to look at all the pretty packs we scroll by, but at least give us a 10-pack, 20-pack opening of Bronzium.
Well, and some of the things we've mentioned are probably pretty complicated to code. Like I've heard that 600 thing is not an easy fix, and neither is mod management. But I think doing a 10 pull on Bronzium pack is a very simple thing to put into the game.
Quality of life, something that makes us a little bit happier with our day-to-day activities. Let me pick up my list because I just threw it on the ground. All right, next up on the list, this is something we kind of got this idea with the latest legendary events they've been reintroducing. They're bringing back Commander Luke Skywalker. I don't think there's a Mythic for that, but they're bringing back the BB-8 event a few weeks ago, and they brought back a new level for players who already completed it, the Mythic event. And we had an idea for the new, well, not new raids, but the current raids, the AAT and the Rancor raid. And I'll let you go ahead and kind of mention what we were thinking about this.
Well, this is awesome because there's already great content in the game with the Rancor raid and the AAT. Yeah. Now, we've completely demolished and beat that in every way possible to the point that I'm not really participating in the Mythic raid. I'm not participating in the guild raids at all.
Same here, yeah.
I mean, I just will get my 0 and then I'll collect the rewards. And other people are doing it, but why not have a Mythic tier?
Yeah.
And maybe make it like 100 times harder, maybe even unbeatable. And just there, maybe to brag about if someone actually does it. I mean, or they can make it just like 4 times harder and make it a real thing again.
So something to bring the guild back together, something to conquer once more, like we're doing in Territory Wars and Territory Battles, because those things are bringing the guild together again, because it's a team effort for those things. So seeing the Mythic event for the Rancor raid and AAT raid would be an amazing addition to the game, I think. The last thing we have on this list, we're flying through this list, and this is one that's been a hot debate for 2017. After the release of Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, huge controversy over loot crates. And you actually been brushing up on your history a lot more on this.
You know, what we're asking for is disclosure of drop rates on like the packs. Like, so there's like a $12.99 crystal pack where it says there's a chance to get 330 shards. Now, what we're asking for, and which I would think would be actually an olive branch good faith for Capital Gains to disclose this before they're required to by law, because there's some things already happening. Now, there's already a separate game for Galaxy of Heroes that has been launched in Japan because Japan has different laws. China in May actually passed a law saying that those had to be disclosed. And then recently, the Apple Store is telling developers that they need to disclose it. Now, whether or not that is going to be enforced or not, it's currently in the recent update for iTunes that the developers have to disclose the drop rates on these packs. So do you have to wait for like Hawaii to pass legislation saying that you must tell these rates, or you just do it before it gets to that? I would think they should do something.
I think it's a good faith thing, and I think if people knew the drop rates, who knows? It might bring in customers that we didn't have before because you didn't know what the drop rates were. You're more risk averse. You're trying to avoid risk, but if you disclose, you might get those risk averse people to come in.
I think they're going to have to do it anyways, so why not just do it?
I think if you get ahead of the curve, it'll look a lot better on your part. It'll look like you're taking the initiative versus someone making you take the initiative. I think on that bombshell, that is pretty much our top 10 list for 2018. I feel confident we will see a lot of this stuff made true this year. I feel like mods is the year.
I think a lot of this stuff is going to happen, actually.
Yeah.
I would say that most of it is probably going to happen next year.
I
would say almost all of it.
I think that the Interguild sandbox might be the one thing that we might be stretching for, but that'd be amazing to see. All the other stuff,
I don't know if that'll happen because for them to program that and not have some sort of game mode, I mean, that would be just kind of fun to have. But if they could do it so that there was actually like a game mode or something that was happening, maybe like an inter-guild tournament or something like that, where you played against your guild mates and got some special bonuses for the week or bragging rights. Who knows?
I don't know. It'd be fun. We both love this game. Obviously, there's some down points in the game, but we keep playing. I've been playing the game for 2 years straight now, so obviously we love the game. And we want to continue to see it improve going forward. So it keeps the veterans in there, and it entices new people to play. So all these, I think, are great ideas to keep making the game better going forward. But we want to thank you guys so much for watching us and supporting our channels. Happy New Year's to all of you guys out there. Mobile Gamer, thank you for being such a great friend for the past year and a half I've known you. It's been amazing knowing you and the community. It's been a lot of fun. So hopefully 2018 is going to be a great year. So we will talk again very soon. Please be sure to like both of our channels, subscribe, and check out Mobile Gamer's videos. And we will talk again very soon in 2018.